This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American, living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty and a Google search for my site. I've got this exchange happening on Twitter with someone who puts a child in the photo, so if I trust the gender of the name, it's David Roberts, which would be a man. It's preceded by Caleb, and the arroba Twitter ID is Canoe Dad CDR. So the exchange seems to be, I'm just going to say it's unproductive. This is not a typical, volatile, nasty words exchange for basically no good reason, and then it ends. This is kind of like smoldering. And I think I got this person's attention by retweeting that person, and I'm trying to get a couple of screenshots to go with it. So I write conditional engagement, Loving-Verse, Virginia, and I put a video on Loving-Verse, Virginia that I did as a tribute to the late husband and wife who were the subject of a landmark Supreme Court case allowing black people to marry white people and other people, including white people, to marry Asian people, which describes my marriage. So I get this reply that says, "K, Mr. Duty, Loving and spouse were jailed because interracial marriage was illegal. Adam and Steve had to get cake at Kroger's. See the difference?" And there seems to be some contempt in "see the difference," like, it's kind of preachy. And so I don't know where the cake at Kroger, and I don't know who Adam and Steve is. So I'm kind of confused by it. And then I think when I tap here, I'm going to get what I did next. I said, "Your point." I retweeted David. I'm going to call this person David. I retweeted David again. I'll call the person Canoe Dad. I repeated Canoe Dad again. And this time I said, "Your point." And I get, "OMG, go away. I can't abide stupid." Well, David, Canoe Dad, with this context, Twitter always leaves something for the interpretation. Canoe Dad is calling me stupid and telling me to go away. And all I did is say, "Your point." I said, "You are ... and then point with a question mark. Okay, so then I wrote back, "Oh my God, go away. I can't abide stupid." So then I write, "Your profile credits well read, K, but I have tweet expression problems." So this is the closest I've gotten to an insult. There's one tweet in here that doesn't seem to be surfacing, and it was me saying, "My question was sincere." I'm going to see if I can find that. Because I get called stupid after saying "your point," which was unjustified as I see it. Here we go. I write, "My question was sincere. You are not articulate. Cake, Loving-Verse, Virginia, long reach in 140 characters. I'm a dick? Got that." I guess I didn't quote Canoe Dad right. "I'm a dick" should have been "I'm stupid," because it seems he called me stupid. So deciphering my tweet, I said my question was sincere, and that is exactly what I meant. My question was, I don't get it. And I did say you weren't articulate. Cake Canoe Dad is saying cake, and then also talking about Loving versus Virginia. This, first of all, these events are a half a century apart. The cake I'm now surmising is this cake associated with a Supreme Court case, and I'm saying this is a long reach. This is 50 years, which again, I get it. They're both related to legal treatment of homosexuals in the United States, but yet it's a half century, and I don't know why Canoe Dad is talking to me about the fucking cake. So long reach and 140 characters was me saying, it's almost abstract that Canoe Dad is trying to get me to understand this. So I'm a dick was kind of a misstated because I meant to say I'm stupid with question mark. Got that. And then this is the most recent one. If you can't see the diff between a couple getting jailed for marrying and a couple demanding a work of art for their wedding reception, won't help you. And okay, I am being a dick. This person who's criticizing me for not being clear spells wedding repetition, not wedding reception, which is, I think, what Canoe Dad means. So I'm still at a loss. There's a cake. There's treatment of homosexuals in this. I don't understand this person's opinion. I don't understand how Canoe Dad conflicts with my opinion because I didn't start talking about cakes. Now I blog and I write a lot of stuff, so I might have written about cakes and I've forgotten. But the ability of Canoe Dad to articulate, one, what is he talking about? And B, why is he talking about it to me is still a mystery. I get it. Cakes and Loving versus Virginia. Again, legal matters a half century apart. Great. I get the connection there. But why it's connected and relevant to me on this tweet at this moment, it remains a mystery. And I don't care if it remains a mystery. I just thought maybe if Canoe Dad hears my voice, that he'll realize that this tweet's going nowhere might go somewhere. And by the way, Canoe Dad, I'd be happy to take a phone call if you want to talk about this. I do think it's an important matter, and I've got energy for it. So 302-990-2346. Call me. I'm also on WhatsApp and Google. I monitor Google closely, and of course text. 302-990-2346. Ciao. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you're to visit my website, you'd type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Good evening or restful night's sleep. Just a closing note. I'm often critical of news reports that take Trump's tweets and expand them into like 15 minutes of reporting, and sometimes longer, sometimes much longer. And that's what I've just done. This Canoe Dad and I are strangers. There's no history here. I don't have a position of significance that's relative to this topic. He might. And yet I've got 10 minutes into 3 tweets. I guess that's why Twitter's great and terrible. It's one of the reasons. It's both great and terrible.